This is Neutral Ice.
All right, things you won't miss from the Buffalo Sabres. I will not miss losing by 4 goals or more, nor will I miss losing by more points than the Bills lose on an average basis. I will not miss being outshot by 30 shots and having a Corsi of a negative number lower than children are expected to count to by second grade. I will not miss Joe DiBiase comparing Cody Hodgson to Wayne Gretzky
or Andre Loktionov to Alexander Mogilny.
In a different context, in a different situation, Joe was doing shots of water / sleep deprived, and it was not a good time.
All right.
That's not true.
Buffalo's best hockey show every Monday night.
I will not miss having to play this almost every week.
The Tank.
Yes.
All right, we need to make. I want a tank banger in the arena.
I will not miss the T word.
The Tank.
Rest. Tank.
I am with Joe on this. Can we get a 30th place banner raised at the first game of it where it's like next to the President's Trophy? We need to put it next to the President's Trophy banner. It just says President's Trophy. What was it, 0607? And then all of a sudden right next to it, you just raise it up. It's just like 2015, 30th place. You did it, Buffalo. This has been a great social experiment. Any sociologists out there, if you didn't jump on this, this is a gold mine to listen to. We got recordings here at 91.3 FM WBNY of literally us losing our mind.
I was doing jumping jacks and almost crying in tears, or crying in joy the other day.
Now, here are your hosts, Nick Lippa and Jack Sullivan.
To be a fan of the team and to see this constant warfare. Brayton, I'm going to shove that tank report up your tank report.
The Tank.
Guys, this is a great time to get happy. We don't need to be yelling and angry.
I think it's just...
It started with a Leafs comment. Let's all remember.
On Buffalo's original alternative, 91.3 FM, WBNY.
Let's remember, this started with a Leafs joke. 91.3 FM, WBNY, Buffalo's original alternative since 1982, brought to you by the Buffalo State College Student Activity Fee. You're listening to Neutral Ice with Joe DiBiase, Brayton Wilson, Frank Arcuri, Derek Kramer, all in studio. NHL Draft, let's do the math here. 1, 2,
Couple days.
3, 4 days away.
Yay.
Until Eichel Day.
21.
What?
Everyone getting hyped up here around Buffalo and Edmonton, I guess. Because we got Brayton here wearing his Connor McDavid shirt.
Yeah.
Anything to say for yourself?
How dare I?
How dare you?
How dare you?
I mean, I guess he did. So, how
True.
dare he?
He did.
I mean, he did. So,
Well, we'll spend a lot of time today on the NHL draft, and also, you know what comes with draft day? Trades come with draft day. We'll talk about trades later. First, I want to start off the show. Season ended last Monday. Chicago Blackhawks win their 3rd Stanley Cup in 6 years. Me and Brayton did go on the air after the game.
I was gonna say
For like 2.5 hours.
I was gonna say, if anyone had let me know that was gonna happen, I would have stayed and hung around.
We kind of it was kind of spur of the moment. At
You
the
guys
last
were
second.
still here, and
Yeah, like,
you just
let's just go on the air.
we'll just go on the air. Why not? It's over and done
You know,
with.
people want to listen to stuff about hockey. Like, who else is talking about hockey right now on the air? That would be no one.
That's true.
Hock and loop.
Probably.
Okay, so
All right.
3 cups, 6 years. Are the Blackhawks a dynasty?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Were they okay?
I don't think there's any denying that
pretty easy.
whatsoever.
Yeah. The numbers alone speak for themselves. The
Yeah.
rings, and it's hard for a franchise to win 3 cups. Period. And they've done it now in a span of 6 years with a core that has been largely intact.
Yep.
And they've gone to the conference finals a couple times, even when they didn't make it to the cup.
You could honestly say if the LA Kings did not achieve the greatness that they did over the past few years, Chicago could have won like 5 Stanley Cups. They really could have.
Yeah.
You take out the Kings. I mean, really, the Blackhawks, I think, were the best, their biggest competition the 2 years they won the cup. Because
they were in the conference finals against
the
them.
Rangers
Well,
didn't put
not
up much of a
2012.
fight. In the East, I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
the Devils
Yeah.
didn't put up much of a fight.
The Devils.
And the Rangers didn't really either. So
Yeah.
really, you could say if the Blackhawks got past the Kings, they would have had 5 Stanley Cups in 6 years.
I find that hard to believe.
Possible.
Do you?
Yes.
I found that one. I had a feeling in my bones that was coming, Brayton.
So
I find that hard to believe.
Nope.
Wow.
You can feel it in my bones.
So now with 3 cups in 6
Oh
years.
dear
I'm
God,
so
here we go again.
No.
Patrick Kane, Jonathan Tays, Duncan Keith. That's your core, right?
I'd say Brent Seabrook. I'd add in there. He's just as valuable. Not just as, but he's important.
This is kind of where I kind of lead that into. Do we really think Brent Seabrook is going to be in Chicago for the long term?
Not for the long term.
Not for the long term.
They're
Maybe
gonna
another
need to
year or
get
two.
someone. They're going to need to get someone to eat those minutes the way that he does.
They will. They have some decent defenseman prospects, but they're going to have Johnny Oduya is going to be coming up on a new contract.
I doubt he resigns though.
I mean, that's a potential guy even that the Sabres could bring in,
Mm-hmm.
like a veteran like that, a 4th, 5th defenseman on a really good team.
Yeah.
Only Duncan Keith and Jarlimson are signed long term, so this is kind of the same old Blackhawks where they win the Stanley Cup and their core is going to stay intact, but
The rest of it's going to get
the rest of it's going to leave for more money
Yeah.
because other teams are going to get tricked into thinking that these guys can be core players on their team. So my question to you guys is, who do you think some of the players that are maybe role players in the Blackhawks are going to leave and other teams are going to think that they're going to be their new core players?
I think Brandon Saad's going to be that guy that gets signed to a stupid big deal.
And you don't think that's in Chicago?
And I don't think it's in Chicago. And then the cash-strapped Hawks are going to be like, go ahead, we'll take your compensation for it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
If someone hands Saad a huge contract, the Hawks are just going to be like, okay.
Seems like something Toronto would do.
Yeah.
That is a Toronto thing.
Toronto did
Sounds like
sign
a Toronto thing.
Christopher Stieg after they won their first Stanley Cup in 2010.
And funny how
To a
full,
pretty decent
full
contract.
circle over Stieg comes back and wins another one in Chicago. So,
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
so
his
do you think
second
they
cup.
sign him again?
Uh,
That's a
Potentially.
Toronto thing to do.
really, the only guy you could say that's left Chicago and had a lot of success as a really good player is, I wouldn't even say a lot of success, but he's had personal success, would be Dustin Byfuglien.
Yes.
Like, he's the only guy that's really
could-
left and become a star.
Andrew Ladd, you
Yeah,
can
I
also
would say
say.
you could put
Yeah,
Ladd in
okay,
that,
that's
too.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he
is a
did.
Two of
captain.
them went
yeah,
together.
captain of Winnipeg. He captained Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right? He
Yes.
captained
Yep.
Atlanta
Yeah, he captained Atlanta while in the
for
probably
a little bit.
for a little
Just
bit
for- just
before
for a
After
wee bit.
Kovalchuk got traded, he was basically captain of Atlanta
Yeah.
for 1 year, and then they went
and
to.
then
Winnipeg.
and then
Winnipeg.
he continued to be the captain, just not in Atlanta.
Yep, I believe that was correct.
So while we're still in the Blackhawks, UFAs include, by the way, they're basically all centers: Antoine Vermette, Brad Richards, Andrew Desharnais, and then your defensemen and Johnny Oduya and Michael Roosevelt.
All of
That's
them
just the
wave him
UFAs.
behind.
Yeah.
Any interest from a Sabres point of view from any of them?
Maybe Johnny Oduya just for his
probably,
veteran experience on the blue
Oduya.
line.
I would be a little interested in on Antoine Vermette.
I was just gonna
No,
say
I
It
would be,
It
but at
depends
the
on
right
what he
price.
wants.
I was gonna say Vermette too.
It depends on what he wants.
I think
though.
we talked about this last week when we were having our nice little conversation at 1 a.m. that
Yeah.
Vermette would be a nice little add-in
He
to
would be
be
a-
that veteran
he would be a
centerman.
good third line center.
Yeah, he would be a good third line
Great-
center.
great
You can
third
throw
line
him
center.
out there any situation to take a
Yeah.
face-off, power
Yeah.
play, penalty kill, last minute of playing in a game when you need a goal. Last minute
to
we saw it in the
someone.
playoffs. He was going to get you the goals, but in the regular season we saw he's not the type of player that's going to get you the goals when it's most needed. But it would be a nice Vermette would be a nice addition. I just don't think Vermette's going to want to come to Buffalo to be on a team that's still another year or two away. I mean, he's 32 years
I
old.
mean, he's got his ring now.
He's got his ring now, but still, the fact is I think he wants to be on a better team because, granted,
He
he
wants
was on
another one. He was
the
in
Arizona
Phoenix.
Coyotes.
Oh yeah, Arizona.
Doesn't that ring
for-
make him want it to be on a better team even more so? Because now he knows what it feels like to be
Yes.
a champion.
Oh,
He
yeah,
doesn't wanna
absolutely.
Go,
That's it.
he doesn't want to
wants
go back to a situation.
I
where
think
he's
he'd
gonna be at
rather
the
go
bottom.
play fourth line center for a team that is a contender than play second line or third line center for a team that's still a year or two away.
I agree.
That's in my opinion. And
yeah.
the Sabres, we don't know how far away they are. They could be just 1 year. They could be 3 years. Or they could be this year they're in the playoffs. We have
you
no
don't know.
idea what's going to happen. We have no idea what Tim Murray's plan exactly is.
But we do know it includes Jack Eichel.
Yes, it includes Jack Eichel. I think that's a surefire thing. It includes Evander Kane as well, finally. So, going back to Vermette, though, I don't think he's going to come to Buffalo just because, the uncertainty is there, and I'm sure that the general consensus is Buffalo's still at least 2 or 3 years away.
Brad Richards was the other player that I mentioned that's a center. I'm not even going to bring up the Sabres for this because I don't think he would ever come here. But do we think Richards is going to leave Chicago?
No Richards?
Brad Richards.
No Richards?
What?
You don't remember that?
No.
Free agency from 2011?
Oh yeah, that's right. No
I remember
Richards.
that. I don't remember the.
Yeah, so
Figure
no Richards?
Oh,
The text,
now I remember.
the quote-unquote butt text that
Yeah.
went around. Actually, butt tweet. It was a butt tweet because it was on Twitter.
Yep.
And then it was taken down, I think. Yeah.
I think
It's
so.
something like
No
that.
Richards?
Something like that.
But
But no, I don't want Brad Richards.
no. Do you think he would leave Chicago though?
Well, yeah, if they weren't going to re-sign him. He would go out. He would go try and play on another contender.
What's interesting from their point of view is I wonder if they think Teravine is ready for a second line center position.
He's to me, he's more of a winger though. He was playing a lot of wing during the playoffs, and I would not move him away from the wing. He looked really good on the wing.
To me, he might be that might be kind of a scenario, kind of like what Gergensen did when he came in as a pro, where he starts off in the wing, and their plan is for him eventually to go back to center.
Maybe, but I don't know.
The problem with that though is this point they don't have, the only other center they have under contract is Shaw, and Taze of course. Can't forget about Taze. But really, you've got Shaw, and then you've got free agents in Vermette, Richards, Desharnais, and Kruger is a restricted free agent. Kruger is also interesting to me.
I like Kruger,
He's an RFA.
but he's nothing more than a third line player though.
Right.
Nothing
He
more
is.
than a third line
Yeah,
player.
he's not-
Not even close.
He's an interesting player to me. I don't know if Buffalo would be
Great
the right
penalty
scenario,
killer.
though.
Great penalty
he
killer.
He is a really good
But,
penalty killer.
but besides that, I mean, he scored that triple overtime goal against Anaheim. Besides that, I
I don't
you
think
know.
I've ever remembered him scoring other than that.
yeah,
He
exactly.
really never does.
Exactly. No, I mean, he's fast. He's fast. He's a good penalty killer. But to put him in this role, I don't think he exactly fits what Buffalo's looking for.
Okay.
That's my thought.
And as we about to transition off the Blackhawks here, how many cups they win in the next 6 years?
In the next 6,
The next 6.
one.
I'd say 1 or 2.
I would
Probably
say 2.
one.
Over who wins more in the next 6 years, Lightning or Blackhawks?
I would.
I'd say both of them only get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only.
Buffalo gets 4.
I mean, yeah, Buffalo gets the other ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream for sure.
Yeah.
I'll take just one.
I would take one,
take one.
in a heartbeat. But I think Tampa Bay is destined for one within the next 5 years. I mean, they got everybody returning on their roster next year except for Brendan Morrow.
Who was only a
And
fourth
that's
line
a
role
good
player.
thing.
That is a very good thing.
Morrow was awful, quite frankly.
Well, I mean, he was playing a very limited role.
Very limited role, fourth line winger.
But
He's
he was-
36
but he
too, so
was
give him a
still not good.
no. He's not.
He brought that veteran experience. That's all he was needed for. I mean, that's it.
Well, since they have so many returning players, do you think they would be favorites to win the cup next year?
Absolutely.
I would put them right up there in the top 5, like top 3.
Yeah.
You would
They
think.
would be my. I mean, they were my number one last year. I wasn't right, but they to me
Say so
with
here.
to be 1 game off. 2 games off.
and
on
the fact that
being right on
Chicago has a lot of free agents where Tampa doesn't.
Yeah,
That's
a
key to
big
me.
deal.
Yeah.
The only free agents they really have, they've 2 restricted free agents in Mark Barberio and Andre Suster. They still have Matthias Oland under contract.
Yeah.
That's not good.
He hasn't played in like 4 years
Why is he still getting paid?
because he can't retire, or else they're going
He
to.
has a no movement
it's
clause.
Yeah, that and the recapture penalty as well. That would kill them.
I'll ask one more question on the Lightning. After next year, Stamkos is UFA. Any chance he leaves?
No.
At all.
There shouldn't be a chance.
I don't want to even hear. Any
Toronto
more-
fans?
I was just getting to that. I want every Toronto fan, Toronto media to just shut the hell up when it comes to Steven Stamkos.
I agree.
He is not
Creighton is
leaving Tampa
mad.
Bay.
Yeah.
So shut up about Steven Stamkos going to Toronto.
Yeah,
He's
but-
not leaving.
Leafs.
They're just hyping it. They're hyping in.
I'm
And
warming
when
my
it's-
hands over the fire that Brayton's spitting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you recall,
Seems like every month they write something new or they say something new on the Toronto, radio stations or on Sportsnet where it's like, oh, well, Steven Stamkos is a free agent next year. There's a possibility that he'll come to Toronto. And I'm just like,
Okay.
where
Something
is
tells
this?
me the
Where
okay.
does this fit?
if Steven
At all? Where does this make
Stamkos-
sense?
If Stamkos is a free agent, which I don't think he will be, but if he is, why would he go to Toronto?
Because they got Babcock.
I mean,
And nothing else.
All right.
I don't know why he would go there.
Exactly. Why would he go there? Toronto's a team that's going to
He
be...
wants to play with Phil Kessel. That's his pipe dream, is to
Phil
play
Kessel
with
won't
Phil
be there.
Kessel.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. That's speculation, right? I
With
hope so.
what? With
No, we're
Him
serious.
playing with Kessel.
No, I'm
come
being
on.
sarcastic.
Thank you.
Because
Please.
Steven Stamkos, I mean, that team in Tampa Bay is light years better than Toronto.
Yeah.
Light years better than
is
Toronto.
core.
Toronto's at
A
least
young core.
5 years off from the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Even with Babcock, I mean,
Yeah.
they're 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So why would he
That
go
roster
there?
is a tire fire.
Babcock is going to absolutely, bring that fire to the team and, get them to try and win, but their prospects are
Lackluster.
Their best prospect is probably Connor Brown at this point. William Nylander, then
Nylander.
Connor Brown.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's just kind of who?
Falls off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their next best prospect is going to be drafted on Friday for them. And,
He'll become their best prospect.
and yeah, probably because
Golly.
William Nylander is
Probably their best.
still another year from being a full-time NHLer.
And if it's who Joe thinks it's going to be,
It's gonna be Dylan Strome.
and if it's what Dylan
And
and what Joe thinks Dylan Strome is,
I
want to.
I want to talk about this later with the NHL draft because I really want to talk about the top 10 at least in the draft on who's going to land because I mean I'm seeing a lot of people with their mock drafts being posted and they're all saying like this guy's going to go here, this guy's going to go here, and I'm working on my final NHL mock draft. And I'm like looking through the prospect systems, I'm looking through the rosters and seeing where teams need to address their needs. And some of them are just like, oh, well, they're going to take this player. It's like, well, why? Why? They've got players that have already, that are developing at that position. Why would you want to draft another player on top of that? I understand that maybe he's the best at that. In where you're drafting, he may be the best available, but you got more pressing needs that you probably aren't going to acquire in trades or anything like that. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But back to the whole Stamkos issue.
Not going to happen.
I think
It's not
Stamkos.
gonna happen.
I think
issue.
Stamkos is going to get a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract extension before the 2015-16 season starts.
I would
Yeah.
believe it makes him the highest paid player in the league too.
It might make. I mean, I could.
If
I could
it
see that
doesn't, it'll be close.
The timing would probably be
because
right.
Kane and Taves right now are the highest paid players in the NHL
10.5, I
at
think.
10.35 million, something like that.
10.5 cap hit.
Yes. So Stamkos is probably going to get around 9.5, 10.
Probably.
That's my guess.
Probably, yeah.
Which is deservingly so. He's one of the best players in the NHL, in my opinion. I think he's a top 10 player.
I think it's top 5.
Really.
I do.
But anyways, with I don't even know what I'm thinking.
I just threw Brain off right there.
You did throw me off, but the fact is that even with Stamkos's, quiet streak during the playoffs this year, he was still one of the best players on the ice, no matter where he was. I mean, but he was very well covered in the Chicago series. Chicago covered him like crazy. There were not too many opportunities that Stamkos had a good shot on goal,
And
a quality
even
good
some
shot.
that were quality shots, they were just unfortunate events. Seabrook's stick gets in the way of Stamkos scoring a first sure goal.
Empty net goal with like a minute and 20 seconds left, and
Stamkos
it was
hits
what,
the
game
side of-
4
yeah,
that
it was
happened?
game
Yeah.
4. Stamkos has another one where Crawford just makes this amazing save in game 6, and I remember watching him like, yeah, they're not scoring.
Yeah, he
That-
hit the post, and
Yeah, he
then
hit the
Crawford denied him on the breakaway.
Yeah.
Well, that
it's-
breakaway again, he got
breakaway-
in way too close,
Yeah,
and he just
but-
didn't have much time to do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was he got something.
Yeah, exactly. But
Crawford was just able.
But yeah,
to
when he hit the
follow
post
him.
with like a minute 20 left, I'm like, yeah, they're not scoring.
no,
Yeah.
Steve Yzerman he's up for general manager of the year for a reason.
Yeah.
He built that
Probably
team.
should win it.
He probably should
Probably
win it.
should.
I think he's going to win it.
Yeah.
But Steve Yzerman's not going to let go of Steven Stamkos that easily. He's not just going to be like, okay, well,
If you were
Good luck
Steven
in free agency.
And if you were Steven Stamkos, why would you want to leave?
Exactly.
exactly.
They have one of the best cores in the NHL coming up forward.
You're one of the best. You're probably the best young team.
Yeah.
In the NHL,
You
and
have
you're the
an-
captain of it.
You have an elite prospect in Jonathan Drouin who you haven't even seen play in a high level yet in the NHL. You don't even know he could become another amazing player that's playing right alongside him.
Yeah.
You've got the triplets line, which came out of nowhere basically over the past few years. Hedman's become a beast, but you've got 2 capable goaltenders. I mean, the whole team, all in all, is looking
Everything
good.
is in place.
The only thing you're maybe missing is a little more defensive depth.
And even
maybe.
then, the defensive depth was
It was pretty good.
decent.
Good,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you had a guy like Andre Schuster who was playing that, arguably probably shouldn't have been playing. But, you did have a guy like Nikita Nesterov who is, 5'6" defender, but he was playing decent.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then they got
their
couple
prospect depth is actually very good.
very
They got
good.
Anthony D'Angelo,
Yeah.
who in my opinion could be an NHLer next year.
Could be.
Could be, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't see why the Lightning would not think about it, for sure.
They'll at least let him play.
Yeah,
To start the year.
absolutely.
Yeah, they'll give him the 10.
Absolutely. All right. Well, what do you say? Do you want to talk about the NHL awards coming up?
I say yes.
Yes. Wednesday, NHL awards be taking
Vegas.
place in Vegas. And
Big
I also
yes.
heard, speaking of Vegas, I heard some wins that Vegas is like 90% a sure thing now for an expansion team.
I would
Really?
expect
Yeah.
them to get one.
I
It's
heard
been
that
trending towards
I heard that with the events going on in Vegas this Wednesday that if things turn out because I think they're doing something during the NHL awards at somewhere that they're having like a hockey party or something. But if everything turns out good with the awards and the turnout for the crowds and everything like that, the NHL will heavily consider it this year. And then I think they said that not this upcoming season, but the next season, it would be the 2016-17 season. Vegas might have an expansion team.
Wow. That would
I honestly think that Vegas would be a very good spot for a hockey
Yes,
team.
they-
Everybody's
yeah,
like,
they
well,
actually-
no, it's not. It's a good spot. It's like, yeah, because they're the only professional team at this point.
Vegas,
Yeah.
one, it's the only professional team, and two, people that live in Vegas, they want something to call their own. I've got friends and family that live out there. They want something to call their own as a sports team. So that would be huge for that city. It would be huge for the NHL because the money you can rake in from that.
Well, let's NHL awards. We're gonna go through them one by one. I'll list you off the nominees. Each of us here gonna tell us who you think should win the award. We'll work our way up to the heart. Let's start with the Calder Trophy for top rookie. Nominees are Aaron Ekblad of the Florida Panthers, Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau of the Calgary Flames, and Mark Stone of the Ottawa Senators, who, by the way, real quick, I reread a Chris Stewart trade rumor article from September, and it said that Tim Murray was discussing a trade to Ottawa and was trying to get prospect Mark Stone.
That would have been something.
Not
that
happy
would've been fun.
that we didn't get him.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Ekblad, Gaudreau, or Stone?
Give me Ekblad. I like that he was steady and consistent all year and helped put Florida back on the map relatively quickly with a team that a lot of people didn't expect to contend for a playoff spot.
This is one of the awards where I think you can make a case for any of them. Any
That's
of the
true.
three.
You can make
I'm
a
gonna
case
take-
for any of the three. I'm going to also take Aaron Ekblad.
Yeah, I'm just taking Ekblad though.
I'm not going to give too many details away when I make my picks just because that I've got a blog coming up on the Neutralize blog
So
site.
Brayton shall stay silent.
Yeah, so I'm going to stay out of this one for now. But,
All right. If you want to
just
read
throw
them.
a name.
I'll give my input on the prospects, but I'm not
Okay.
going to say who's going to
No,
win.
that makes sense.
I think that Johnny Gaudreau was the most consistent rookie out of the whole year with, scoring wise and being, an impact player. Aaron Ekblad was a beast for the Florida Panthers, probably their best defenseman. And also Mark Stone, slow start to the season, but after June 1st, he came on. I think he scored, what was it?
He scored
January 1st.
almost a point a game basis.
Basically, yeah. After January, he scored almost a point a game.
In a league this year where I think only 4 players eclipsed 82 points.
Hold on. I got the stat here for Mark Stone. I got to pull it up. Okay, here we go. 18 of his 26 goals and 28 of his 38 assists were recorded after January 1st.
Hey,
That was impressive.
that's man on fire.
And
Yeah.
that is why I would give it to Mark Stone, because I believe he
was
a huge part of what got Ottawa into the
He was
playoffs.
basically the sole reason they got him in. And I mean, it was like him and Hammond. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree.
To me, you could also make a similar argument to Gaudreau, where he was a huge reason why they were able to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's where I made my point where he's consistent. He was the most consistent. I mean,
I think
Ekblad, of
Gaudreau
course,
had better players around him. I think
Yeah.
Monahan and Hoodler had amazing seasons, and then you had Giordano for most of the year, and Brody had a great season too.
Yeah.
So I think Stone just was by far to me, he was the best Senator.
Yeah, but
If you're not counting
the impact that Aaron Ekblad had on the ice, though,
Yeah.
for the Florida Panthers was immense. He was thrown in every situation, as a
And he
19-year-old,
performed.
and he played like a veteran Grizzly 30-year-old that has
That's
been in
what-
the league for
that's what the
5 years.
analysts were saying, that he's 19 years old and he's playing like a 32-year-old.
Helps when helps when you're living with Willie Mitchell.
Yeah.
Real quick, who wins the Calder next year?
I don't know.
I don't want to say.
Pass.
We'll go with Scott
Yeah,
Sterling.
there we
I
go.
say
All right,
Michael,
Scott
whatever.
Sterling.
Selke Trophy, top defensive forward. Your nominees: Patrice Bergeron of the Boston Bruins, Anze Kopitar, or is it Anche, whatever.
Anse.
Okay, of the Los Angeles Kings, and Jonathan Toews of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Taves.
Toews.
Yeah, you got to go with the guy who actually had his team make the
Yes.
playoffs.
All right, moving on from that. Take that, Bruins. The Lady Byng Trophy, best sportsmanship and ability. Pavel Datsyuk, Detroit Red Wings. Yuri Hudler, Calgary Flames. Anze Kopitar, Los Angeles Kings.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go. I'm between Datsuk and Hudler.
Wait, what? Describe the Lady Bing to me again. I'm
best
sorry.
sportsmanship
Okay.
and ability.
Okay.
So kind of a combination.
Yeah.
I would give it to.
I'm gonna go Datsuk.
Datsuk, Hudler, and
Kopitar.
Kopitar.
I would give it to Kopitar.
I don't know where to go on that one.
It's a tough
I
one.
haven't gotten to that one yet.
Pavel
So
Datsuk's one of the few players who actually ended up at a point per game this season, 65 and 63.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, geez, Yuri Hudler though he had
Hudler
one
was
heck of a
great.
season for Calgary.
Playing
did.
with two teenagers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And he was
Yeah.
Calgary's leading point getter.
I'm
Not to
torn
say those
between
teenagers
two.
weren't like great. Like
Yeah.
he's playing with just some like random kids. Like
Yeah,
they had
Monahan and Goudreau are
they're,
players
they're
in their
great
own right.
players. Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna-
yeah, I'm
I'm
torn
gonna go
between
Datsuk.
I'm torn between Hudler and Datsuk. My heart wants Datsuk because I'm a daddy fan.
Datsukians.
Yes.
His name has become an adjective.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
Because the Deeks are that Datsukian.
If Lionel Messi played hockey, it would be Pavel Datsuk.
That is
I
true.
find that hard to believe.
No, I'm
No,
gonna
no, no,
agree
no,
there.
no. You'll believe it.
I'm agreeing with that.
So did we all make our picks for that? I missed it.
I'm gonna go Datsuk.
Yeah.
Pass.
Okay.
Pass.
The Messier Award for leadership. Ryan Getzlov, Andrew Ladd, Jonathan Toews.
Wait, since when was this an award?
Probably recent.
I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago they first came up with this award.
And how do you
Leadership.
Leadership. That's
how do
basically
you
it.
gauge
Yeah.
that?
You get a nice little medal and trophy
No,
for
no,
being
how
a
do you-
leader.
How do you gauge it?
Miller won this a few years ago.
No, I don't. Ryan
He
Miller.
won something.
How do you measure this?
I don't know.
Miller
I don't
won the
know.
NHL Foundation Player Award.
Yes,
that's
it.
for the charities.
Which,
they
by
do.
the
Yeah.
way, we won't vote on that because I don't know. But
That's not important.
Brent Burns, Mark Giordano, and Lundqvist are the nominees for that. But back to the Messier Award. I would say Toews just because, I mean, he's like definitively, it seems like
I mean,
the
when-
NHL's
when you
top leader.
Yeah, when you have, I mean, when you're called Captain Serious, there's a reason why you're called Captain
Yeah.
Serious.
And he's
Exactly.
won everywhere.
Granted,
there's a
Andrew.
reason that he wins everywhere.
Granted, Andrew Ladd did turn Winnipeg into a playoff team once again, and really was, he did help that team out immensely with getting back into the playoffs. And who was the third candidate?
Getzlaff.
Getzlaf.
Okay. Yeah, Getzlaf will be another good one. That's a tough one to call. I mean,
I think
Taves probably has the advantage in that one just because he's won the cup.
Yeah,
And,
that's where the advantage lies.
yeah.
Okay.
But you also go with Taves just because when you see him, especially on the bench, he's extremely vocal with his teammates, always constantly talking them up and getting them going, and that's something that when they vote on these they look for.
Mm-hmm.
Next is the Jack Adams Award for top head coach. Bob Hartley of the Flames, Peter Laviolette of the Predators, and Alain Vigneault of the New York Rangers.
Bob Hartley.
I had such a hard time deciding on this one.
This is tough.
I'm having
It's
it
a
right
tough
now.
one. I'm going Bob Hartley.
I like Bob Hartley because he brought together a bunch of teenagers and a bunch of veterans and
Yeah.
made them a second-round playoff team. Well,
Yeah.
Granted, they had an easy first-round matchup, but still, to do what he did is quite amazing. Alain Vigneault, I mean, obviously he brought the Rangers back to the Eastern Conference Finals, President's Trophy team,
Yeah.
brought them back from down 3-1 against the Caps in the second round, and really I thought that the New York Rangers were one of the more dominant teams throughout the entire regular season. Then that helps. And then Peter Laviolette to do what he did in the first year of his coaching job with taking a defensive style team under under Barry Trotz and then changing them to a high-powered offensive style of team, that was amazing in itself too. So
Yeah.
that's a really nice toss-up there. Any of those three guys are good with me.
Brayton passing once again.
You know I have to.
I know. I have a bone to pick with this award because I think coaching awards are flawed because I think basically they just give it to the best like comeback team of the year or like came out of nowhere. So really, when it comes down to it, the way I look at it is if I was hiring a coach for the Buffalo Sabres, which would I pick? And of these three, it would be Alain Vigneault. To me, if I'm hiring a guy of
Bob
these three,
Hartley has won a Stanley Cup though.
he has.
Yeah.
Just
but
remember that.
I would
Yeah.
still hire Vigneault
Hardly,
over
strangely
those two.
enough, is a first-time finalist. The others have been finalists before,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Vigneault has won it.
with Vancouver.
Yes.
did.
So
Lindy Ruff won it with
I picked
Buffalo.
Vigneault. Did everyone pick right?
I'm gonna take Vigneault.
I'm going to Hartley.
Good for you, Derek.
Pass.
Next up is the Norris Trophy. Top defenseman: Drew Doughty, Erik Karlsson, PK Subban.
I'm just gonna say Drew Doughty is probably not going to win it just because that
They didn't make the playoffs.
they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not only that, but
I would give it to Erik Karlsson.
It's a shame that Doughty's not gonna.
It's between Carlson and Subban for sure. I don't know. Every year it seems like PK Subban is nominated, and he's just
He won the 1 year.
he won the 1 year, but still, it's just even then it's kind of like what is PK Subban doing on the nomination? What is he doing on it? To me,
I like PK Subban.
I mean, I think that PK Subban is a great, he's crafty with the puck, especially on the blue line. He's
Wicked
really good on the
shot.
puck. Pretty good shot. Yep.
he's to me he's more physical than Karlsson.
But some games he's just completely like just in. He's on Mars. His head is on Mars. Just
like when he tried to take off the hand of Mark Stone.
yeah. Or in the Tampa Bay series, he was just kind of just nowhere. He was completely not there during the Tampa Bay series. But then again,
Where was
nobody
Drew
from
Doughty during the playoffs?
Golfing for once.
enjoying the greens.
Pass.
I'm going Erik Karlsson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Brayton on this one with regards to PK. I mean, I like Doughty as a player and as a nominee for the trophy, but as it's been said, he's not going to have a fair chance here because LA managed to squander themselves out of the playoffs. So it's going to be Karlsson here, in my opinion.
Okay. Next up, the Vezina Trophy for the top goaltender: Devin Dubnyk, Carey Price, Pekka Rinne.
Is it even a competition?
Not really. To me, it's Carey
Darren
Price.
Poopa.
Okay.
Yeah,
Poopa.
Darren Poopa.
There's my winner.
Okay.
I want Dubnyk so bad.
I would love. I would
I
love
want
to
it
see
to be Dubnyk.
I think it would be down between Price and Dubnyk in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass.
Are we allowed to pick who we want? Oh, wait, you said who we want, right?
Who you would give it to?
I would
you
give
would
it
give
to
it to?
Dubnyk
It's
because
Price.
Dubes.
that was
No,
yeah.
I
Price,
would still.
Price
I
will
would,
win
even
it.
even if I would want Dubnyk
Price-
to win it, I
Price
would
will
still.
win it.
No. Even if I would want Dubnyk to win, I want to see Dubnyk win it, but I would still give it to Carey Price.
It's still hard for
He
a
was
goalie.
insane this year.
Because of the fact that if you take away Carey Price, even if you put Devin Dubnyk in there, that's a completely different Montreal team.
I'll agree with that, but also, you don't add Devin Dubnyk to that Minnesota team. Do they make the playoffs? After
Probably not.
After
Probably
he
not.
made the
Yeah,
playoffs,
exactly.
He made the start at consecutive starts.
30. What was it? 37, 38.
Something like that. Something stupid crazy.
Exactly, and that alone is a testament to and him playing on a high level with those starts is just probably one of the reasons I'm going to favor him in this. Yeah, it's a shorter amount of work that he had compared to Price, but Montreal makes the playoffs without Carey Price, I think.
It depends on who's in net.
I don't
If you
think.
put-
they
Then
do.
again,
if you put-
I'll give you this. We talked about this all the time with Montreal. They were horrible with puck possession this
Yes.
year.
But you look at Montreal. Who's their goaltender after Carey Price?
Tokarski.
Dustin Tokarski. You saw how he played last year when Price was hurt in the playoffs.
There's
Not
no
good.
guarantee.
He
I know
was playing against the
the
it was in
Rangers,
Eastern Conference
but
Finals.
still,
so.
the fact is that even though he's playing against the Rangers, he wasn't even that great in the regular season this year.
Yeah.
And then after that, who do you got after that? Joey McDonald.
Who's now in Europe?
Yes, he
I
is.
can never keep track of what team
Exactly.
he's on. Joey McDonald.
Well, he's no longer in the NHL.
Once
you
it
don't
started.
have a 1.96 goals against and a 933 save percentage and not win the Vezina.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's
six-
not.
I
going-
think
I'm not
six-
saying he's
okay.
not going. To.
I think we
Oh, I
spend
know.
way too much time here because we know Carey Price is winning.
I wanted to. Quite frankly, I just wanted to mix the pot a little
Okay.
bit and with
Yeah.
what I want
okay.
to have happen and try to state his case.
Yeah,
think
no,
you're
I
gonna be
absolutely agree. I would like that. I would love to see Dubnyk win. I would rather give it a Price just because of what he did on a Montreal Canadiens team that, as we said,
Underratingly bad.
underratingly bad. Yeah,
Yes.
And then we have 3 awards that have already been decided. The Rocket Richard Trophy is Alex Ovechkin's with 53 goals this year, top goal scorer.
Yep.
Art Ross Trophy, top point getter. Jamie Benn on a last day.
Last day of awesomeness.
Got like 5 points with 87 points, which by the way is very low for that award. And then of course the Conn Smythe MVP in the playoffs, which goes to Duncan Keith.
which they also got right, must I
Yeah.
add.
absolutely.
And
We-
then you
we were
have,
talking about that
and now we have the Hart Trophy.
All right.
And I want your picks
Brock Nelson.
after we come back from break. On 91.3 FM WBNY Buffalo, you're listening to Neutral Ice. We'll be back with our Hart Trophy picks on WBNY.
It's one of the most anticipated drafts in recent NHL history.
Here's McDavid, short-handed, on a breakaway, crowd on its feet, McDavid scores! Now back in front, here's Eichel again, wraps around and scores! Jack Eichel, unbelievable!
And we're covering it live.
That's right, Epic Radio announcer 91.3 FM WBNY and the cast of Neutral Ice are covering the NHL Draft live on June 26th. The Sabres are set to pick future superstar Jack Eichel with the 2nd overall pick, and they also have the 21st overall pick in the 2015 draft. Who will they choose?
Scott Stanley!
Coverage of the NHL Draft is going to begin live at 6 p.m. on Friday the 26th, and we'll break it all down for you, the prospects, the teams, and any trades that may occur on draft night. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at NeutralizeWBNY, and also tune in every Monday night at 8 p.m. for Neutral Ice for more information. Live coverage of the 2015 NHL Draft. Don't miss history.
Neutral Ice on 91.3 FM WBNY Buffalo, Buffalo's original alternative. Since 1982, brought to you by the Buffalo State College Student Activity Fee. You can check us out on neutralice.sportsblog.com. Frank has his mock draft up, and it is interesting. And Brayton will be posting his NHL awards picks that he will not unveil now.
And your mock draft will be coming when? Thursday?
Yeah, but it won't. I don't know where it's going to be yet.
Yeah,
I would
we're nomads
expect-
when it comes to sports writing.
Yeah, because we're a little bit everywhere when
And
we're writing.
I'm not going to put up a mock draft, mostly because I don't want to look like a fool.
Interesting.
Yeah,
on,
football guy.
Frank has an interesting player that the Devils are selecting, but you'll have to find that out
I'm
either
look-
later in the show.
I'm looking at
or-
it right now. I could find
Yeah.
it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, or you can find it out, of course, on our site.
I can
Harry
also,
snaps.
I could also ruin
Yes.
it for
How'd
people,
you
but I'm not
know?
gonna.
It was a hunch.
Okay.
I could also ruin it for people, but
Please
no.
don't.
Check it out.
So, back to the NHL awards. We have one more award to pick.
The Hart.
MVP to his team
Brock Nelson.
is how it is listed. The Hart Trophy. Alex Ovechkin, Carey Price,
Brock Nelson.
Johnny T, John Tavares. Johnny what? There's no
Bronx-
Bandits
Bronx
fans
sport.
here.
Wrong sport.
It's okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Johnny
Toes?
I'll tell you right
Toes.
now, my pick is Alex Ovechkin.
I'm going Carey Price.
Let it begin, because I'm taking Tavares.
Everyone picking separate ones, but Brayton will not break the tie.
pass.
Just take Brock Nelson and make it a 4-way tie.
Yeah.
Brock Nelson for the Hart. He wasn't even nominated.
I know. Yeah. It's a shame.
So, that's it. Anyone want to defend their picks?
John Tavares was an absolute animal in his own within his own division.
Yeah.
Probably raised the most hell that could have ever been raised.
Pretty sure Ovechkin went farther in that division.
Well, yes, but I'm talking about points within the division itself. It's
Oh,
like,
I see.
tracked the statistic on it, and Tavares was by far the leader
Okay.
in tormenting his own rivals.
To play Pittsburgh.
And but the case here is that they almost swept the Rangers through the regular season. The team that would wind up being the number 1 seed in the East. And a lot of that had to do with John Tavares. The fact that this team made the playoffs, I mean, come on, let's be real here with the teams here. Brayton Holtby had a great season with Washington. Carey Price is Montreal. Yarrow Halak's not necessarily what I'd like to call the most reliable thing on the back end. So it had a lot to do with Tavares being, the most valuable player to his team. And I'm going to guess he's not going to be the one contending with it because he's, of the three, the smallest name. But I think that Tavares was the most valuable to his team because of the fact that New York still doesn't have the firepower that neither of those two teams had.
Okay. I like your defense.
Yeah.
My point would be that Ovechkin really played more of a two-way game this year, led the NHL in goals, got his team to the second round. Arguably, to me, they could have won or could have got to the Stanley Cup.
They should have.
I think, honestly, if they got past the Rangers, they may have won the Stanley Cup.
They very well should
They
have.
easily could have beaten Tampa, and against Chicago, man, who knows?
But, Joe, for the record, I will say that for me, it's close between Tavares and Ovechkin.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, all three are pretty close.
Yeah.
I just don't see giving it to a goalie. But
Here's the thing. That's why I defend Carey Price with this. Once again, a 1.96 goals against average, a 933 save percentage. Now, you take Carey Price off Montreal. Once again, we've said it too. What is that team? Even if you put a guy like Devin Dubnyk on that team, or even if you put a guy like Braden Holtby on that team, that's a Montreal team where they just might make the playoffs. Maybe. They're probably a wild card team, or they'll sneak in that third spots, and then the likelihood they would be out in the first round. With Carey Price, that's a team that has the potential to not only go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but if they do get their act together, they make the Stanley Cup.
okay, that's a fair point.
Carey Price is everything for Montreal right now.
Carey Price was
Carey
everything
Price
for
is
them.
Carey Price is a franchise-changing goaltender, and not many of those ever come out.
Valid points.
I will say this to help reinforce Frank's point. We're going to use some of those things called numbers. I mean, Montreal's Corsi was not good at all. They were 21st in the NHL. And like we said before, bottom third in terms of possession. This is a team that they needed to rely on Carey Price.
Yeah.
All three of these nominees are great nominees. And I love that all three of us picked different ones to help make this discussion go. And Brayton, with his selection of pass, was phenomenal.
I always win, don't I?
I mean, not always, but
No.
it happens.
No.
Like Joe Thornton.
I always
passing.
win.
What is this, Big Daddy?
I always win because you're at half volume right now.
Oh. He has the control. All right, let's transition off the NHL awards. You can find those will be on when? I'm trying to look that up.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I
Do
believe
we know
it
who's
starts
hosting this
at
year?
7. It's that
Rob
guy.
Riggle.
It's that guy from
Thing.
That show that got canceled. Yes.
No, what's his name?
His name is Rob Riggle.
Yes, Rob Riggle. He was on the other guys. He was also in
Oh,
21
I know
Jump
him.
Street.
Not Will Ferrell.
No,
That
The
would be
guy
good,
who's
though.
trying to be Will Ferrell.
They should have had Ilya Brizgalov host.
he was also in Sharknado 3.
So humongous.
They should have had Brizgalov host.
Oh my God.
Wait,
or
there's a
Yager.
Sharknado 3.
So humongous big.
Okay, so let's transition over to the big story of this week.
Oh.
Friday.
Oh,
We'll be bringing you live coverage, by the way.
yeah.
At 6 o'clock Friday.
Yes.
Tune in to 91.3 FM WBNY.
And also Saturday,
'Cause-
too,
Yes,
starting at 11.
because we will be bringing you coverage of the NHL draft.
And I will be sitting in that pretty chair that Brayton is in.
Yes.
It is Eichel Day.
I would be sitting in the pretty chair that Joe is in.
It will be Eichel Day on Friday,
Maybe.
and it will be Mackenzie Blackwood Day on Saturday.
And it'll be Nick Lippa in studio day.
I'll
in
probably
Studio
sitting.
A.
I'll be
Clip will be
sitting in
back.
some chair in some place in Amherst that rhymes with FWER.
I'll be sitting in a
how's
chair
this?
in
It's
a
okay.
big giant. I don't know a funny way
You're
to
gonna
say
be-
it.
you're gonna be
I'll be sitting in the
yeah.
a place that rhymes with the Erst Iagra Center.
I
You're-
thought you were
you're-
going to say something that never mind.
You're
won't
sitting in
go
the
there.
place formerly known as HSBC.
or
No,
Marine Midland?
Marine Midland.
Both.
Yes.
Both.
I loved it when it was Marine Midland Arena.
Oh, these banks. Always
these,
changing.
These silly banks and
Well.
they're funding our stadium.
The Edmonton Oilers are on the clock.
No, they're not.
Not technically yet,
No,
but they
they're
will
not.
be.
No, they're
no,
not.
they're not.
We know who they're taking.
No, Arizona is on the clock.
Yes, that is true. McDavid's going 1. Eichel's going 2.
Yep.
I would bet my future house, children, wife, parents, brothers, future dog, whatever else you can drop.
Future
I would
children of your grandchildren.
I
of
would
your,
bet that's
their grandchildren of their
it'll
grandchildren.
be McDavid Eichel.
I'll bet you're on, and I'll bet the $5 that's in my pocket.
I'll take that bet.
No, I'm not.
So,
I'm going to say that Evgeny Svechnikov goes number 1 overall.
that would be a shocker.
That's valid.
That would be
big.
That would be.
That's such an Edmonton move.
That would be.
And the Edmonton
no,
Oilers
it
select
would be an
Ilya
Edmonton-
Samsonov.
No, it would be an Edmonton move if they took Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yes. Not even the top goalie.
Oh. The thing is, they don't need forwards; they need defense.
True.
No.
But they're not getting one unless they want to put McDavid
They did
at
fire
D.
4 of their scouts, and I tweeted out. They were saying, we don't need McDavid. Let's just draft Hannafin number 1. We need defense more than forwards.
Or they can just draft McDavid and play him at D.
yeah, or convert Taylor Hall to a defenseman.
Yes.
Make
or the
Jordan
Nuge.
Eberle your goalie.
Jordan
Eberle.
Eberle.
Jordan Eberle.
Okay, so Edmonton
Eberle.
McDavid. Don't need to spend too much time on that, even though Brayton's wearing a shirt.
Jordan Eberle.
Yep, there it is.
Sabres are drafting Eichel. We'll have years to talk about him. Then you get to the rest of the top 10. Coyotes at 3, Maple Leafs 4, Hurricanes 5, Devils 6, Flyers 7, Blue Jackets 8, Sharks 9, Avalanche 10. You've got a lot of people having a lot of different players in different spots, as well as having a lot of players in the top 10 that some don't. Like I saw, for one instance, I think it was hockeyprospects.com had Kyle Connor going 5th, which a lot of people would say is insane.
Who dat?
He's
not bad.
he's a center.
It's
He was
not
the
a-
USHL player
USHL.
player of the year in Youngstown. He's going to be going to Michigan in the fall to replace Dylan Larkin, basically.
Okay.
For
pretty
instance,
much.
I would bet he goes about 13 to 16 range.
I have Kyle Connor going 13th overall
Same
to the
here.
Kings.
Same here.
Like that makes sense.
Makes complete sense.
But
But I can see the Kings as a team trading out of their spot
Yeah.
to move down.
let's start with the Coyotes at 3, because some people have him taking Strome, some people haven't taken Hannafin. Less have them taking Marner. I would be one that says they take Marner.
Really?
Who do you think the Coyotes are taking at 3?
I say they go Hannafin, because think about the prospect of having Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Noah Hannafin on your blue line for long term.
That would be intimidating.
It'd be nice.
Would be. I'm going Dylan Strome because they need a bona fide number 1 center. Strome is that guy. He's got the big body comparison, especially for the big body for the Western Conference, as you guys, Derek, you and Brayton were talking about too, with Eichel being perfect for the Western Conference too. Strome's another guy who looks like a Western Conference player.
6'3",
Yeah, 6'3",
which is why
and
he has that over Marner, where Marner's only 5'11".
yeah, exactly. He just towers over him pretty much. But Strome's also really good in puck possession. He's shown what he can do when McDavid was out. And as I said, Arizona needs a number 1 center. Strome's that guy. They need a guy who could dish it to Domi and Duclair.
I can understand for sure. They need more. They need defense more than
They do.
They
They
need.
do.
They need
they
everything, though.
They
forwards.
do need a bit of everything.
Because I mean, Max Domi can play center. He has played center before.
yeah, but he looks like he's more fit for
Yeah,
the league.
I
So
figured that.
I feel like that's what Arizona's going to do.
But I mean, they also have the 30th pick and the 32nd overall pick.
so they can easily go
They
defense
could
with
easily go center or defense there.
that. Yeah.
I have them taking Noah Hannafin, but they could. I mean, I just
They
I'm
could
just
package those
so,
picks for a forward that they like in the middle.
They could.
Yeah.
First
There
round.
has been rumors that they could look to move it. It all
to
depends on what
a
they-
team that wants to move up and get
Yeah.
that surefire player.
I saw they may also want to trade Mikhail Boddicker. If you could package those
I would
together,
trade for Mikhail Bodker,
I would trade for Bodker and the 3rd pick.
but it's not going to happen.
Because
You're going to have to give up a crap ton more to
Yeah.
get both.
Yeah.
I would offer sheep Mikkel Bodker, honestly. I would offer him. I would offer sheep him.
Bodker, I believe, was the
lot of
5th overall pick in
market.
2009, if I
believe so.
correct.
Yeah.
Might be wrong on that. But he was a high pick. Hasn't had a ton of success in the NHL, but he's had some. We'll get to him a little later because there's a lot of players on the trade market right now.
Yeah.
I think that if the Coyotes are, they're either going to take Hannafin or Strome, I believe. I would love them to take Marner, don't get me wrong, because he played really well with,
Dvorak and
Domi.
Who are both Coyotes prospects.
Yeah, I just I think they want size, though. I think they want size up the middle, and I think they want a kid like Strome who's going to be able to, be stable at center. And I mean, it's not like Marner won't be. It's just Marner more of the flashier type of player. He can score goals, and he does it all. He does it all.
My other thing, too, with getting Strome is I think Arizona is also going to want to see what a couple of their other young defensemen can do. I'm talking about guys like Connor Murphy and Brandon Gormley, who are 22 and 23 respectively.
Yeah.
They want to see what these guys can do, and if they think that these guys are at least NHL servable, but they still need a guy to play with OEL, then they can look for 2016 as to get that other guy to possibly play with.
Jacob Chychrun.
Yeah, there you go.
But then again, you're not sure you're going to be sure of the top three because of the fact that they're lottering, whatever you want to call it, off the top 3 picks. They're doing the top 3 picks in the lottery.
Yeah.
That completely throws it off. So, there's probably going to be less of a chance that the Coyotes tank next year. They'll still be bad, don't get me wrong. They're still going to be really bad. It's just they're not going to be able to tank as easily as they did this year because, they're not guaranteed 1 or 2. They're guaranteed 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Which I still think they'll finish last.
We'll do one more of these, and then I want to talk about other players who go top 10. Toronto Maple Leafs have the 4th pick. Who do you have the Maple Leafs taking?
Ty Domi.
Because I have Strome going 3rd, Toronto's going to get Hannafin at 4.
I have Toronto getting Hannafin. Or I'm sorry, Strome. I have Strome going to Toronto.
I have Strome going to Toronto because I have Hannafin going 3 to Arizona.
Samesies.
Marner would be
Based on what's
exciting
going on
for Toronto to have.
Shop right.
Let me ask you this: as a Buffalo fan, who do you want Toronto to draft? To me, my opinion is Strome because I don't think Strome's going to pan out.
Sean Bergheim.
Answer.
Scott Sterling.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Austin Krause.
Oh God! If they,
Brayton
I think that. Thank you. I think that if Toronto drafted Lawson Krause, I think Toronto would probably be like, I think the media would set fire to the press box at Toronto, because all Toronto. Most of the Toronto media or most of the media in Canada, all they talk about is like, oh, Lawson Krause is the most unsure prospect. He'll have his size, but is he really going to be a goal scorer and the player that everybody's projecting him out to be? I don't know, but I think that if Toronto took him at 4, I'm pretty sure that some of the Toronto media members would set fire to the Air Canada Center.
Yes.
They would probably march down to Florida and set fire to Babcock and Shanahan.
They'd get lost on the way. Oh, wow. They'd find themselves in, Oregon.
Albuquerque.
I love that you both mentioned things like in the far west.
They'll be in the
Northwest and
Yukon
Southwest.
territory.
Yes.
Wait,
There we
This
go.
is
wait.
Greenland.
Florida's north? I thought Florida's south? I thought it was north.
Yeah.
They'll end up in
Why
an-
is it snowing here?
They'll end up in Antarctica.
Well, getting off the laughs here, because we know we know they're going to take one of probably 3 players. Then it gets a little iffy from 5 to 10.
Yeah.
I'll ask the question this way. Who is one prospect you would be upset? That would make you upset if he did not go in the top 10,
Pass.
other than those top 5? Because I think we can all agree McDavid, Eichel, Strome, Hannafin, Marner are going top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My answer to this would be Ivan Provorov.
That's what I was just going to
I
say.
think he's still going top 10 anyways.
Yeah.
But
He's
I'm saying
gotta be.
if he didn't go top 10,
Yeah, that would
you
be
think
a
it would be a
disappointment.
mistake?
Absolutely. I think
See, because to me, there's guys like Lawson Krause and Mikko Rantanen and Barzal where I could absolutely see them not going top 10.
Right. Yeah, I think Provorov would be the most upsetting, but I mean, like the one that I could see going top 10 that would probably be. How would I word it? Because, I mean, yes, you're right. Ivan Provorov would be like the absolute shocker if he didn't go in the top 10, which he will. I don't think there's any way he goes out of the top 10 because I think if he falls to 8 at Columbus, I think that Columbus would snatch him up in a heartbeat. I think there's no way he would get past Columbus.
You think there's no way Werenski goes ahead of him?
No, absolutely not. No. Werenski.
I agree.
I like Werenski's game. Really good two-way defenseman.
He's farther away.
He's definitely farther away. He needs another year in Michigan or London or wherever the heck he's going to play.
And then maybe AHL time.
Yeah, maybe a year of AHL time or something like that. But, I mean, Werenski in a couple of years will be a nice defensive prospect. Provorov is probably the most NHL-ready defenseman in this draft. But the fact is that, after the top 5, if he's not drafted there, a lot of these other teams are just going to be like, okay, what are our needs? What are our needs? And, if Provorov is not in the plans there, then they're just going to pass on him. But I think that Provorov doesn't get anywhere past 8. Okay. I've talked with Mark Spieth. He's a writer for the Hockey Writers, and I bumped into him a lot in Erie, and I talked to him a lot on Twitter too. And he said quite a few times, if Provorov falls to 8, there's no way imaginable that Columbus passes on him. Absolutely no way. And I completely agree 100%. Okay. To answer your question though, the prospect that I would like to see go in the top 10 that I don't know if you will is Mikko Rantanen. I mean, top European prospect. He's probably going to stay in Finland for another year, but the thing is that he's only getting bigger. He's getting better offensively. In the World Juniors when he was playing for Finland, that was his coming out party. And then the rest of the year in Finland when he went back to play with TPS, he played phenomenal for them down the stretch. So I would like to see Rantanen go in the top 10. Who knows what'll happen, but yeah, that's my pick. I like Rantanen a lot though.
Yeah. Okay. One more question on the NHL draft. Who's a guy that could fall to the Buffalo Sabres at 21 that would make you thrilled?
Oh, here we go.
Scott Stanley!
Yes.
If the Sabres draft blank at 21, I would be thrilled.
Kyle Connor?
He won't fall that far. No way.
But that's the question.
Timo Meier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meyer. I've heard a couple of people say that they think Meier's ceiling is at its highest right now and that it's only going to go down from here, which I think is stupid. But, out of the last 3 or 4 prospects that came out of Halifax, that's what they said. Oh, Drouin's only a product of McKinnon. Oh, Ehlers is only a product of Drouin. Oh, Meier is only a product of Ehlers. It's like next year there's going to be another kid that comes to Halifax and is going to play with Meier.
Some even said Drouin's a product of McKinnon.
That's what I said, didn't
I thought I missed the first.
No, I said that.
Okay.
No, I said that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. I mean,
Timo Meier.
Yeah.
Halifax has had a good group of prospects come through their ranks over the past 4 or 5 years.
By the way, Timo Meier's a left winger, which might be one of the Sabres' big needs because their top left winger prospect is right now maybe William Carrier.
Well, I mean, Nick Baptiste played left wing in Erie, so
I've seen him listed as a right winger.
Pretty sure.
So
I mean, he's listed as a right winger, but he played on the left wing with Dylan Strome and Nick Betts.
That's right.
Throughout the end of the season and into the playoffs. So he's definitely one play. And I mean, Baptiste's shot from the left side of the ice too is wow, really good, really, really good. So I would not be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Baptiste became a left winger from now because, I mean, hey, who knows? He might be playing with Justin Bailey in Rochester on the same line. So,
my answer when I'm sitting in the arena Friday, there's only one guy I think we can get at 21. I don't really think we can get him at 21, but if we got him at 21, that would make me jump up and yell, and that would be Pavel Zacha. I don't know. I think he's going to fall a little. I don't think he's going to fall that much.
I think the Devils are too high on Zacha, and I think the Devils are going to take Zacha. I
really
do.
Take him at
they need
6.
right wingers badly.
I don't think he goes top 10.
Zacha,
I don't think so either.
I mean, Zacha is he can play center, he can play wing.
At
But
one point, by the way, he was ranked as the third guy behind McDavid
for a
and Eichel.
long time, he
Yes.
was ranked at
And he
number
dropped.
3. Dropped considerably. But from my feelings, I feel like that Zacha and the Devils are just,
Meant
a
to
match
be.
made in heaven, exactly. Because Zacha's big, 6'3", 212. And, I mean, you could put him at center, you could put him at wing.
6. That's
I
so high.
can't.
It's so high, but you know what? I just,
Well, Ray Sherrow's done a lot of crazy stuff.
yes, he has.
True.
That is true.
It's true.
That
he's
is
not
very true.
He's not very experienced with first-round draft picks.
No.
Considering
Because he
traded
trades
them
all of them
Trades
away,
him- Trades him all the time, yeah.
which he didn't do this year. It was Jim
I would
Rutherford,
say
but-
this. I think you'll probably disagree with me on this. I think it's more likely he falls to 21 than he goes 6th.
I don't think he's going to fall anywhere past probably Calgary, maybe Edmonton.
15, 16?
Yeah, 15, 16.
I think
don't
Edmonton,
think
if Edmonton is at that 16 spot, I think they're absolutely drafting a defenseman.
Yeah.
Which to me at that point is either Zaboral or Wow or maybe,
maybe.
Kylington wouldn't go that high, I don't think. But
No.
Where does everybody have Kylington going?
I have him going
gotta
23 to
remember.
Vancouver.
23 to Vancouver. You see, I've got a team that I have Kylington going to where I think he would thrive big time.
Washington.
No.
That's what I was thinking.
Toronto at 24.
No.
You would play.
No. I'll tell you.
Ottawa.
Ottawa at 18.
Yeah.
Because he could play with Eric Carlson.
Yeah.
And
no one would play
just,
defense.
Just match.
Kylington
No,
would.
honestly though, in all seriousness though, if he gets the mentorship of like an Eric Carlson, that would be the best for him.
Yeah.
Because he's a great skating defenseman.
Yeah.
He's very good with the puck. He doesn't have the greatest of a shot, but he handles the puck very well. He's got a good, knack for, finding an open guy. The problem is he's inconsistent. If somebody can get a hold of him, like an Eric Carlson, who's a native of the same country, I think that he would be able to thrive in the Ottawa Senators system. I really do.
I like that match, actually.
I really do.
I really like that, yeah.
I think I originally had him going to Vancouver.
I saw him going as late as
Second round.
28 to
I saw
Anaheim.
someone I don't remember who, but someone had him in the second round even.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if the Sabres could get him at 31,
I would love it.
I would be ecstatic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another guy I think I would be interested in Sabres drafting at 21 is Paul Bittner.
Honestly, with my mock draft that I have right here, I'm sure I'm bound to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
From
I feel like
now
I feel like
until
I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah, I
until
will too.
Thursday, because the fact is that there's probably going to be a trade coming up tomorrow
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Wednesday or even Thursday
I
that
actually-
happens.
I have Bittner going right before the 21st pick.
The
I have him
Wild.
going
To the
Minnesota.
Wild. Yeah, that's his
I
hometown
believe
team.
Yeah.
I know.
I have him going there too.
I think Boston wants him.
I don't
If
know.
Konechny is there, though, I think Boston
I'm not so confident
loves
Konechny will be
Travis
there.
Konechny.
Yeah, Boston really likes him.
I don't know if he'll be
That's
there
why I
though.
have him going.
I think Konechny's gonna go high.
I'm not sure.
He had his injury issues later on in the year. Yes, he
did.
did have a good end to his season.
Yeah.
The thing that
And he
worries
had a
me about
phenomenal
him
prospects
is
game.
he did not get any bigger. He didn't get bigger in size. He didn't get taller. He didn't get stronger really. He really just kind of just flatlined with his size.
Yeah. But if he goes to a team like Boston, what's Boston known for? Their big bodies.
Yeah, but I mean they're
That's
even
why I think
changing their.
Bittner fits them.
I mean,
perfect.
You know what though? We know they got a new GM, but it looks like he's still gonna try and keep the same culture there, and they're still gonna want to have those big bodies, and they're gonna try to get Konechny to have that big body.
I like Konechny too.
I really like him too. Yeah.
The only guy I don't want the Sabres draft is Daniel Sprong.
I really don't want them to draft Sprong either.
No.
I have Sprong going 27th to Tampa Bay.
I'm going to Washington.
Okay.
Just because that just sounds like a
I
match
think
made
I
in heaven
had.
right there.
I think I did not have him in the first round.
So if Buffalo stays at 21, who's your pick right now?
Right now, it's Jake DeBrusk.
See,
I would say it's. I gotta look who I had. I'll give you that answer. In 1
DeBrusk
second.
would be a nice addition.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about, Tyler Ennis did come from the Western Hockey League and he's playing very well right now. I don't know, he just something about him that, it's not like I don't want him. It's just He just reminds me of somebody on the Sabres, and I want to say Tyler Ennis, but then again, he is 6 foot, and he's not, Tyler Ennis' size where he's like 5'10". He just reminds me of somebody on the Sabres, and we just don't. Yeah, I can't name him right now, but I have Thomas Chabot going 21 to Buffalo.
I have Ilya Samsonov.
I have Ilya Samsonov going 16 to Edmonton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Here's the
boy.
thing that's different. Yes, you're gonna react like I did when you said that you want Cody Hodge or that what was it that you said? Oh, you want Patrick Coletta back.
I don't talk about
you
the
want
past.
Patrick Coletta back. next
Wow.
year.
I don't talk about the past.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah, just like you comparing Cody Hodgson to Wayne Gretzky.
Wow.
Never happened.
Poor child.
Sure. Anyways, but Samsonov. I mean, it all depends. It all depends again on what happens, within the next few days with trades. Because Edmonton's been rumored with Cam Talbot. Edmonton's been rumored with Anderson or Lehner.
Eddie Lack, I think even.
Eddie Lack too.
There's a million goalies
If
on the
they
market.
cannot draft or if they can't trade one of those guys, why not go get the best goaltender available? Because what other options do you have at goaltender in Edmonton? Scrivens. And Victor Fost.
Fost is a free agent.
Richard Bachman, free agent. Yeah, no. I mean, if Edmonton cannot get the goaltender that they want via trade, I think that Ilya Samsonov goes 16. But then again, this is just my mock draft today. It could completely change before Thursday.
I hope it does, because then that means there's a big trade.
Oh, I would love it if it. I would love it if I looked at my mock draft like tonight. I wake up tomorrow, Bob McKenzie tweets out something like, "Big trade rumor coming with like a team like, I don't know, Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild or something like that," and then a huge trade happens, and then it just affects my mock draft. So I'm just like, okay, because I like shuffling it around. Once Thursday comes, I'll finalize my mock on Thursday. I'll post it, and that'll be it. I'll let it go, and then whatever happens from there happens.
Mock drafts are fun.
Yeah.
Mock drafts are fun. It's just some people do them way too much.
I was going to say
way too much.
I was going to say also
A lot of people do
but
this way too early.
And also some people take it way too seriously, which is what I was about to say. It's supposed to be fun.
Let's
Fun.
anything else that anybody wants to say about the draft
before
we move on?
We'll touch on the draft, I think. Frank, did you have something on it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I was going to say we'll keep on the draft because honestly, trades happen on draft day a ton.
Oh yeah.
So the draft
are we
and
getting
trades,
into this segment?
they go hand in hand. I want to talk about one quick thing before that. We're gonna play a draft. We're gonna play a trade game in a few minutes.
All right, I can't wait.
But first,
'cause I have a trade that's been brewing that I'm ready to.
I just want to touch on.
But I want to go last.
I just want to touch on this one rumor that's been floating over the past few days because it came after our last show, and it's really the only guy that's been available in trades we have never really talked about. I'm just gonna ask it flatly. Should the Sabres be interested in trading for Kyle Okposo?
Whoa.
Price would be insanely high. I think it would honestly be higher at this point than it would probably be as high or maybe even higher than Patrick Sharp.
It was rumored he would be on the trading block, and it was not denied by Garth Snow. And some reports think he might want north of $7 million a year.
Yeah, and that's crazy for Kyle Okposo. I get it. He had a great year this past year, but if he plays not that great this year, then there's no way.
See Matt Molson.
Yeah.
See Matt Molson.
Yeah, good point.
Because I feel like Okposo is just a product of Tavares.
That's why he's my heart.
Interesting.
That's why he has my heart.
Now, is this trade with this trade thing that we're going to do? Is this a trade? Is this something that is for the Sabres to move up or down, or is this just a trade that you'd like to see at the draft between any two teams?
Yes.
Either or.
Either or? Okay.
Yes.
Do we want to do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do we have music?
I got the music. Yeah, we're
here we
gonna
go.
do this here. We are
All
going
right.
to do this.
Do we have a name for this game?
Oh, thank you, Brayton. It's called
Make Your Trade.
Build a Trade Workshop.
Let's make a deal.
I like it nice and short.
Okay. This is called Trades.
It's time for Make Your Trade.
I like
It's time for NHL 15.
All right. Who wants
EA logic.
GM mode.
I feel like
Logic,
I feel like
yes.
Brayton's chopping at the bit to let his trade go out.
Well,
Go
he
ahead.
wants it to simmer.
or do you want to save it best for last?
I want to save it best for last
All
because
right.
I think that you guys would be completely surprised at what I came
Any
up
volunteers to go first? I have one if you want me to go.
pass.
with. Go.
I heard someone else say it. I kind of stole it,
I
but
said pass.
straight up,
Whoa.
Sam Reinhart
Whoa.
for Ryan O'Reilly.
What? No.
No.
Why?
What? No.
Let me ask you.
No.
Did Studio B Nick Lipa
Wait.
take over your soul?
If
No.
Sam Reinhart becomes as good as Ryan O'Reilly, would you take it right now?
No.
No.
what?
I want Reinhardt for the future.
Yeah.
Reinhardt
no.
should be better than that, man.
Better than O'Reilly?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
The Benny Hill
If I could
music
take-
is working perfectly.
if
right
I could
now,
take
I mean.
O'Reilly as Reinhardt right now, I would take it. And it's O'Reilly's only 24, so it's not like I'm trading for a vet or like an older guy.
Thank you, Brayton. Thank you.
So no one likes this.
Nobody likes this.
No.
Let me say, I would want a little more.
You know, you
but
did warn us outside in the checkerboard lounge that we weren't gonna like this.
I did.
But what?
It was
What?
better than your Chris Neal for a refrigerator.
Well, I said that because you said of ideas that we don't like, so I spitballed one.
Joe would ask for Joe would ask for a new stove for Patrick Coletta. that or a doctor for
What?
concussions.
Wow.
Okay, I can breathe again.
So everyone hates O'Reilly for Reinhardt.
Yes.
yes,
All right.
I have an
Who wants
extra
next?
fridge I
Let's
can
go to
get rid of.
Studio B for the next one.
Frank, go ahead.
I'm still trying. I'm trying to think of mine.
I'm
Come on.
still trying to
All right.
laugh.
Okay. I think I. All right. Okay. I got one. Chicago trades Patrick Sharp to Washington for Alex Burakovsky and Washington's first-round pick.
I saw Burakovsky play many times in Erie, and I'm going to tell you right now, I would not do that at all if I was Washington. They've already got screwed trading one of their top prospects before.
Yeah, and they're trading for a guy like Sharp, 34 years old.
He's better than Erat, but still, come on.
Yeah, it's not going to be the
But doesn't
Erat
it
for
sound like a
Forsberg
Doesn't it
trade.
sound like a Washington thing?
But it's not Erat for Forsberg straight up like we originally thought. We looked it up, and it was Erat and Michael Latta
Yes.
for
Yeah.
Philip Forsberg.
Yeah.
You
It's
got
still
a
how did that work for
third-line
them?
winger.
But still.
Yeah. But
Wow.
That O'Reilly Reinhardt trade doesn't sound so bad anymore.
Except it's a Sabres.
Yeah.
yes.
It still doesn't sound nearly as bad because we got to remember that Erat for Forsberg still happened.
Okay, so Sharp for the first, which is the
22nd pick.
22nd pick.
Acceptable.
And Burakovsky.
You know what?
Man.
It's not that bad. I still think Washington loses the trade, though.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That fits. Well, Chicago's demands, by the way, if no one knows, they're asking
an
price for
A-level
Sharp,
prospect, a top 6 forward.
a top 6 forward on an entry level contract.
Yeah, on an entry-level contract.
Which I guess Burakovsky is
And a
close
first-round
to
pick.
that. And a first-round pick.
Burakovsky is at least third line right now.
So you're meeting 2 or the 3 Chicago requirements. I
They're
think
all-
that might work.
Burakovsky easily could next year be a top 6 player.
Okay. Creative. I like it. Good job, Frank.
Thank you.
Chicago is also asking for a brick of gold for each member of their staff for Patrick Sharp.
Derek, you're on the clock.
All right,
Or
this
you're
is
on.
this is where me not being as hockey as you guys really is going to come and bite me in the rear end here. But there was an interesting idea brought up earlier on the Blitz, and I think I'm going to throw this one out there. Cam Talbot going to the Sabres for pick 31, a third or fourth round pick, and a guy like a Chad Ruedel.
you'd have to give up way more than that.
21?
Way more than that. Oh yeah, 21. It would be 21. If I were to make this trade, I mean,
I think 21 gets
did you say 21 or 31?
He
I
said
said
31
first,
a
but I'll
third.
move it up to-
31st.
I'll move it up
okay.
instead of 31.
Yeah,
make
you're
it 21.
definitely. I mean, you would definitely have to probably give up 21 to get Cam Talbot.
I think 21 gets you Talbot though.
So
Not
say
straight
20
up.
I think
though.
straight up.
Say
it does.
No.
Say 21.
No, the
a
Rangers are
fourth
gonna ask.
rounder and Ruedel.
I
They're
would
gonna
say
ask. I think you can negotiate them down to 21. I don't think
You're
Cam
going to have
Talbot's more than a first round pick.
You're going to probably have to give up a goalie in return.
I'll give
my
him
thought.
Makarov. Who do the Sabres have to
Makarov?
give as a goalie in return? Really?
Yeah, they really don't have
A
anything to
prospect,
get
a
back.
prospect
Johansson?
goalie. Johansson, probably Johansson.
I would give them
Johansson's
Johansson.
I
in the
wouldn't. I
first.
wouldn't give him. I wouldn't give up Allmark
No.
just yet.
No.
I wouldn't give
I
up
wanna
Cal
see-
Peterson at
No.
all.
Even though Allmark had surgery on both hips.
That's fine. I mean, whatever.
We'll
Can
see
we
what
give him
happens.
Let him heal up.
Kasdorf?
Can we give him the rights to Matt Hackett?
He did not have a good year.
Wait, there are no
RPI.
rights to Matt Hackett.
Oh, there's
Are
not
there?
anymore?
He's a
No,
UFA.
no, he's a
It's a
UFA.
UFA.
Oh, so
Um,
much for that.
Yeah, Jonas Johansson would probably be the best trade asset to give up in a Cam Talbot trade. I would say it would probably be the 21st pick, probably the 51st pick.
That's third round.
Nope, second round still.
I don't think he's
Ooh.
worth that much.
But the Rangers are going to ask for that much. That's the thing.
Just
But
because
see,
they
you don't
asked
always
for-
get what you ask for.
Yeah, like with
I
Patrick
know.
Sharp, I'm pretty sure they're going to
See,
get
to
all
me, they
that.
will trade him even if they don't get their asking price because they
That
don't
is
need
true.
him to stick around.
I mean, Tim Murray did say he wants a second round pick at a mid level and like a red NHL ready prospect.
I would rather trade for Eddie Lack or Jakob Markstrom anyway. I want one of the Vancouver goalies.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Markstrom.
I'd rather have Black.
Markstrom, by the way, had insane numbers in the
Did.
AHL last year. Like
He
I think
did.
he had like a 9.5 save percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
look it
but we
up.
can go ahead and ask Florida, the two Florida fans, how they feel about Jacob Markstrom.
A whole two of them.
Yeah.
All right, good job,
Well,
Derek.
Markstrom was on.
Thank you.
That's a.
At least
That
it
was a
wasn't.
bad
At least it
Florida
wasn't
team.
Reinhardt for O'Reilly.
Here's Markstrom's numbers in the AHL. 32 games, 22-7-2 was his record. A 1.88 goals against and a 934 save percentage. It's pretty insane.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's the AHL.
But
it's-
you would get him for way less.
Yeah, you would.
All right. Save the best for last. The
Brayton.
big guns.
Hit it. Oh, he's got that smile.
Oh my god.
I like it.
Oh my god.
He's excited.
Okay.
Alex Killorn.
Patrick Coletta for a new stove. No, I'm
Deal.
kidding. Okay.
Yes.
The trade that I have come up with, and it is I'm sending Dave Anderchuk, Pierre Turgeon, and 2 first-round picks to the Edmonton Oilers in the 1998 NHL draft for Wayne Gretzky, Craig McTavish, and Randy Gregg.
What?
Is that real? What just happened? I believe we just
It was
went
a
off
trade
the air.
game. It was a trade game. I just came up with a trade.
Studio B. Nick Lippa, what have you done with Brayton?
No.
I believe we just went
Joe's
off the
trade idea. What did
The
you do with
Sabres are
Brayton?
going to get Wayne Gretzky. They were supposed to get Wayne Gretzky in 1988. They had a trade that was about to happen
God,
at the
D.
draft,
Lippa
and it
is
didn't
here.
happen. It didn't happen because the Los Angeles Kings came in and swept them off the feet. And Buffalo was kind of just left out on the guys on the limbs. So
This
they
is
had
my nightmare fuel.
They had to draft the other Gretzky brother, and he only played 3 NHL games.
Fun fact. Highest scoring pair of brothers in NHL history. Wayne and Brent Gretzky.
That's
Brent
not-
Gretzky had 4 points.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
But he also still gets to
In
brag
all
about that.
seriousness,
Okay.
though,
right.
seriousness though,
Here we go. Okay.
it would
Also,
be
being serious now?
it would be Buffalo trading up in the draft
Okay.
How high?
with the Kings at 13.
Ooh, connect me.
Ah.
Sabres would trade
I want
the 21st pick, the 51st pick, and I had written down a conditional pick in 2016, just depending on,
Maybe like a conditional second.
Say they
yeah,
win X
conditional
amount of games.
It would be like maybe conditional second in this 2017 draft.
Yeah.
There'd probably have to be one more asset there. And I'm being serious this time. I mean, I wasn't being serious with the Gretzky thing.
That's kind of what we
It
thought.
should have happened in 88 though. It should have happened in 88.
It's okay.
I swear it should have happened.
Someone
Should have happened.
Did you
need
did you
a
say
hug?
your serious trade?
Yes, I did.
What was it? I
You
missed
just
it.
missed it?
I was reading some hilarious trade proposal on Twitter.
Well, let me tell you.
Was it O'Reilly
Let
for
me tell you my
Reinhart?
trade,
Okay.
and then you can get to that. Buffalo to move up to 13. They'd
Oh,
give up
I heard that part.
21st, the 21st pick, 51st pick, and like a conditional pick in 2016
I
or
would do that.
2017.
I would do that.
20.
Who are we drafting with that pick?
I go for Kyle Connor if he's available.
I like it.
That
What is
or
available?
Konechny if he's there.
Konechny, maybe even Timo Meyer,
Zaka if he's there.
Zaka, I guess.
I would trade up for Zaka. All right, the hilarious trade I saw on Twitter, by the way. I don't even know how to feel about this.
Was it?
I would
Chris
probably
Neil for
do
a
it.
Fridge.
It would never happen. I don't even think Montreal would do this.
Oh, it's
Sabres
Montreal.
trade Jack Eichel to the Montreal Canadiens
Why?
for Alex Galchenyuk and Carey Price.
What?
NHL be a GM mode.
That's exactly
That is
what it
such an
sounds like.
NHL 16 trade.
I don't know how to feel.
And you know what?
I kinda
NHL
wanna-
16 would accept the trade.
I don't. I would
kinda
not
deal
would.
with this trade.
I'd
I
say
don't-
no.
Why?
I do not.
It's interesting.
I don't want to trade Jack Eichel for anything. I am
No.
Not even-
keeping my
not
pick
even-
at number 2. I am keeping Jack Eichel.
Galchenyuk
He
was
is
the
the
second
future of your. He was
He was a third.
He was a
Third?
fourth.
Oh,
He was
oh,
a
I don't know.
He was a
Third.
third. Third.
third. Whatever.
I don't care.
He was number 3.
Whatever. Grigorenko was 12 that year too.
Yeah, so.
Whatever.
True.
He was
Wow.
supposed to be a second pick after Neil Yakupov, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that trade, but like it's
It
very,
sounds
it's very
fun.
interesting to me.
It sounds
For-
fun.
for
people.
It's just because Carey Price.
Would
for
people
people
riot?
to
I don't think
say-
people would riot.
Oh, I think that
I don't
people
think
would
people
be
would riot,
upset.
no.
People wouldn't riot because it's Carey Price and
Yeah.
it's also Alex Galchenyuk. But for people, people would
Montreal
be
would.
Montreal
upset.
riot?
Yes.
Montreal would. I would think they would because then after that,
So
you know,
both sides would hate.
I mean,
it.
they got Zachary Fucale as their next goalie, but he's not ready. He's not ready at all.
No.
Hold on,
So
I really
Montreal burns.
want to pull up a trade that was proposed on Sabres Facebook.
Hang on, guys.
On Sabres
Can
Facebook,
I
yeah,
take
gotta
this
see
trade and say the Sabres win because Montreal burns to the ground? Am I allowed to say that I would take that trade just on those grounds? And then we would get Jack Eichel back by default because Montreal
I think
burned
the
to the
only
ground.
way that a Canadian team, Canadian city burns to the ground in the NHL draft is if
Edmonton
McDavid's taking
passes.
if Edmonton takes Eichel or McDavid.
No. Edmonton won't. The city of Edmonton won't burn. A fan will fly to Florida within minutes and then light Chiarelli on fire themselves. We will see a man on fire on live TV.
Well, Peter Chiarelli wouldn't light himself on fire.
No.
Peter
Someone would
Chiarelli
light him on fire.
rips off his Edmonton Oilers pin, reveals that he is still Bruins GM. McDavid goes to the Bruins.
Wow, that would be so
Draft
Boston.
Gazi.
That would be so Boston Bruinsy evil.
That's draft Gazi for you.
It would be. It would be.
That sounds like such an evil Boston thing to do.
I got one more.
and I would hate
I
it.
have one more.
It's
too.
not a trade, but I got a fun topic
I have
want to
one
talk
more.
about. at
I
some
have one
point
more
here.
trade.
Frank's got one more.
Straight up, Cody Hodgson for Mike Richards.
I don't
are
mind.
we
I would
attacking
love that you
that?
just brought that up.
I would actually probably do that.
I would do that.
Ouch.
Mike
No,
Richards
I would
as
not
our
do that.
fourth line center.
I would not do that.
Why?
Never mind. Too much money. Fourth line center.
Oh, like
Who
Cody Hodgson.
cares?
isn't-
Hodson's younger, and I think he has way more upside.
I know that, but
It's
this-
what?
You're
Oh,
saying
I
the
honestly
money
believe
thing.
Mike Richards is a career AHL for the rest of his career.
It's a what? 1.5 million dollar difference between Hodgson
And
and
also,
Richards.
you don't have to worry about buying him out and having to be paying for that contract for the rest of your life.
I don't want Richards.
I really wouldn't care. I would take Richards over Cody Hodgson.
Ouch.
I would. I think I'm probably the only one in that boat, but
You know what? I just looked
I
at
love that
Mike
you brought
Richards'
this up, though,
contract.
Brayden.
Never
Or not
mind.
Brayden,
I don't
Frank.
want that.
Mike Richards' contract is at 5.75.
5.75. Cody Hodgson's is
up
at
until
4.25.
2020.
Yeah, and Cody Hodgson's is what? 4.25 to the same year.
I still wouldn't. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say
you
never
look
mind.
real
I don't want that
quick.
trade.
Okay.
Hodgson, he's a UFA after 2019.
Well, as we near an end here
1
on
year
Neutral
before.
Ice, I have one more quick topic that I want to talk about because we're going to have Jack Eichel on Friday. What number should Jack Eichel wear?
9.
Can't.
Can't, Kane.
Oh, yeah.
15.
So
Can't wear
15.
9. I
15.
heard someone say that they should let him wear 11.
21.
I would never let him wear 11.
No.
No. Why
It's
would
Gilbert
yeah, Kane's-
Perreault. Why?
Why would someone
Yeah.
ever say that? Why would someone ever say that? Who is this person and can I tackle them?
I don't remember.
It's
I
dumb.
want him to wear a crazy number like 84.
15.
Cody wore that number.
It's as dumb as some of the people on Sabres Facebook. My God.
His jersey on Friday will say 15.
It's going to say 15. That's probably going to be the number is 15, unless
Yeah.
they buy out Cody Hodgson.
Or he could wear
wear
97 just to
between
troll
now and-
McDavid.
Oh, my
Did-
God.
no.
If he wore 97, I would laugh.
I will laugh.
That'd
I'd
be
laugh
great.
so hard.
I know
Michael
what
wear
should
15.
happen. He should go to 9, and Evander Kane should go to 88. To
He
troll
would wear
Pat Kane.
96 because he was born in 96.
Evander Kane should switch to 88. Oh, 90. Maybe he wears 96.
Maybe 96. I read this on Sabres Facebook today. If you don't follow Sabres Facebook on Twitter, it's at Sabres Facebook.
Is it that funny?
it's everything that they tweet out is just from stupid fans on Facebook
Got it.
because they
So
make
yes.
stupid comments.
So yes.
McDavid looks like a deer in the headlights. I say if Edmonton shocks the hockey world and takes Eichel, we take Hanifin. Hanifin. Hannifen.
Who is this person so that I may find them and tackle them?
I don't know.
Can you send
And
me
then
the link
after
to
that, he said he's a better fit for Sabres than McDavid. You could spell Sabres right, but you can't spell Hanifin right.
Can you play the Benny Hill music again? Because that deserves it.
No, the Sabres Facebook, whenever you listen to it, it just, it's not worthy of the Benny Hill. It's worthy of some dude banging his head into a brick wall over and over and over again.
One more question. Marcus Trueheart asks on Twitter if he should eat Chinese food before the show on Friday.
Oh, God, yes.
As long as he brings enough for everybody, then yes.
Wait, you're not even going to be here.
I don't
Neither
care.
of you are.
I don't care.
So I'm going to say
I'm just
that.
answering the question.
Well, thank you then, I guess. I appreciate that.
Well, shucks, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, no, shucks, thank you.
Well, I would be the one getting food, so thank you.
Oh, my God, stop. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Okay.
Again,
Well,
I'm in control.
Fair.
I win.
Uh-oh.
we have
I'm checking out the Sabres Facebook, Twitter, and it's yeah.
well, we have Movie Madness needs to get in here. So this is 91.3 FM WBNY Buffalo's original term since 1982. You're listening to Neutral Ice. We will be on the air Friday at 6 o'clock
Yes.
for NHL draft preview coverage. You will have Frank, Derek, Nick Lippa,
James
James
Vaca,
Vaca, and Marcus Trueheart in studio.
You'll be at the arena.
I will be down at the arena. I will be calling in about every 10 picks, also before the draft, and if there are any trades in the works, I'll
and
probably
I
be in
will
on
not
that.
be able to be here. And I'm
I'll
sad.
be giving insight from the from the atmosphere down there. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people. There was last year, and that was for Reinhardt. But tune in on Friday at 6. We'll be back next Monday as well, and I believe we'll be on Saturday. This is Neutral Ice.
Saturday starting at 11.
Saturday starting 11 for round
Follow
2.
follow Neutral Ice on Twitter at Neutral Ice WBNY for more information as well.
Yes. And Neutral Ice at sportsblog.com. You can read Frank's mock draft there. Brayton's been putting up a lot of content, so a lot of good stuff on there as well. This is Neutral Ice. See you Friday. Happy Eichel.